has he been at this?
Too long. He's losing his touch.
Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Skyman Universe, and today we're going to be reacting to Season 1, Episode 5, Rampage of The Bad Batch. Now, this is at that point where, I swear with The Mandalorian, you kind of knew, you got a feel where things were going and sort of where it's leading to, kind of. I mean, the Luke Skywalker thing, no, not at all. That was a massive surprise, but the vibe was there. The Bad Batch, it's so strange. Like, I feel like I don't have a clue where this thing is going. Like, the episodes have been so sort of different and not what I expected from the first, going by the first episode. The first episode was exactly what I expected. When it fell into the Order 66 moment, and I was like, whoa, and this is what it's going to be like, and battles and escaping and the Purge references and things like that, and more sort of battles and the grand picture almost, and it changed to what I thought this was going to be. So I really don't have a clue what's going on at this point. The thing with this episode that we're about to react to is titled Rampage. So for me, if someone said that word to me, then I'd be expecting great things and battles or some crazy moments in there. Maybe Wrecker's finally going to be unleashed or something. I'm just expecting something really cool from that aspect. The title sounds amazing. I'm really enjoying this at the moment, but it's just like that small thing where if I could change one tiny thing, that will probably be seeing the Bad Batch like how they were in the Clone Wars a little bit more. Like, they came in this epic squad, and you're like, whoa, they're not like any clones we've seen before, and they just do their own thing. And I thought there was going to be more. I think maybe just where Omega, who I like, is added into the mix, it sort of softens the squad a little bit. Now, I think if Crosshairs was in the squad, like I've said many times previously, then he would add that sort of element where Omega softens Crosshairs, but Crosshairs keeps it straight talking and sort of, Bad Batch Clone Wars. I mean, they've got pictures of skulls as their emblem on their squad stuff, so you're kind of expecting them to sort of get involved a little bit more and get a bit more gritty from that point of view. But that's kind of just what I'm expecting and kind of maybe what I'm hoping for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, if you have any indication of where this is going for following episodes, then of course let me know, because I would love to hear your opinions and what you think, because really I just don't have a clue. I really do not have a clue here. But anyway, the previous episode, Omega was being hunted by that bounty hunter from The Mandalorian. Krennic was someone which I liked at the end of The Mandalorian Season 2. I thought she was cool then, but there was moments in there where I thought she's getting in the way of Boba Fett. That moment where it purely needs to be around Boba Fett, she doesn't need to be there. But then at the end, I kind of liked the whole her and him in Jabba's palace. I mean, he would be very lonely if he went in there by himself. But to see her in this, it makes me realise, and what I said previously is like, do you really need to shoehorn in like all of these people? It's a massive universe, and to up the stakes a little bit, I don't think she's a big enough threat. I think if there was a sign of a new bounty hunter, or there was going to be some sort of early Inquisitor type person to make that threat really overwhelming for the Bad Batch, then there's someone like hot on their tails all the time, and then you're always sort of up the ante in every scene. That would have been really cool, and to sort of see them just about get out of a bad scenario, that would have been quite interesting. Maybe they went for that sort of, I don't know, Krennic, because it's keeping it there. I feel like it's more sort of family orientated at the moment. The first episode always said, no, that's not like more family based, but this time it kind of feels a little bit more like that. It doesn't have this sort of grittiness which I thought the Clone Wars would bring over to this show. But anyway, I'm still loving it, and I still love every moment of it, and everything that's produced so far is just different to what I expect, and thus I talk about it. But anyway, we're here for the reaction. Just one more thing before we begin, because I just like to talk about rumours and things like that, and being a Star Wars fan, I religiously watch so many videos for rumors and everything Star Wars and news and all that. And the latest thing I've heard last night, which got me very excited, was that George Lucas was in Lucasfilm or somewhere, and they were there with the two Bob Igers and discussing a potential trilogy that George Lucas would be funding. Is that legit? I mean, really, I'm not sure. I'll believe it when I see it, but I mean, my God, imagine if that was actually true, then yeah, the future seems perfect for Star Wars, because I would be 100 billion% happy and on board with all of that. And to see something fresh from the creator's mind, that would be amazing. But yeah, I mean, let me know your thoughts on that, if that's true or not. But also, whilst you're on letting me know your thoughts, let me know where you think this is going as well for Bad Batch. It's a weird sensation, not actually having a clue as to what direction this is going in. I swear it's a little bit different in every episode, and it sort of makes you think, well, it's going down this route, and it doesn't, and oh, it's going to save Crosshairs, and they don't. So I believe Crosshairs really does at this point. He needs to be saved. He needs to be added back into the group, and he sort of hardens up the group a little bit more, but then Amiga will soften him out a little bit, and then there'll be more fun in the galaxy. But those are just food for thought and my ideas. But anyway, here for the reaction, so let us begin. Is it bad that all that intro reminds me of is just me at the start of Mandalorian now? Just doing 20th Century Fox. That's what goes through my head every time. I miss the Mandalorian. Rampage. It's a good sign.
Technically it was Crosshairs, but he doesn't appear to need it.
That's savage. See, they've all got skull emblems on them.
Sid, you might be able to
I
help.
love that he's squashing a gonk droid there.
Well, the Jedi trusted him.
I love going to new planets.
On my surroundings and trust no one but my squad.
I mean, when they're fully suited up, they kind of look terrifying.
Sid,
I think it's you.
Nope. Get lost.
Great plan, Echo.
That's a heavy, non-Bossk accent she's got there. Sounds more like Boston.
Arrested.
Pay for nothing.
I found Sid.
Ed, the demand for my services has declined.
I feel like I know what that weapon is,
Times have changed.
but I don't.
Are you fresh out of the tube?
There's some deadbeats that owe me a lot of money.
And I get the... Bring me the kid, and I'll get you your intel.
Good.
Who collects
I
the
like the
bounty?
Siberians. That was a great episode in the Clone Wars. Probably one of the best, I think.
What's a slave trader?
Someone who buys and sells people for credits.
Kind of like
Seem right.
the clones. They were
Weird
sold.
What happened to that kid? The ship.
That's never gonna happen, Hunter. She's gonna follow you no matter what and rescue the kid.
Sir.
You gotta get him. Get back to the ship. Yes, this is what I feel like I've been waiting for. I like how no one's got their blasters up. I mean, there could be about 200 forces, but draw them out anyway. There's two of us. It's another Twilight. That one from the Mandalorian, which I didn't like, maybe.
Ship is clear. We're returning to base.
Is it me, or is there no consistency with accents in this show? They used to be in Clone Wars. But Siberians, I swear, they had... Siberian. I don't know what accent that is. And Trandoshans, they have the snake accent. Bossk.
There's no data I can compare it to.
So what happens when you don't carry guns around with you?
Scouts find
On
out.
the ready,
Except
in a
our
hostile
cars are
location.
there with
Things to add to my collection.
There's the accent.
Strong ones, the
True Siberian.
veteran's price.
the Republic outlaw.
Is that a baby rancor? They can move exceptionally quick.
Rampaging adolescent rancor is not the
Oh my
distraction.
god, that's so good. Adolescent rancor, that's so cool. Yes, come on, this is what we want.
Hey, Moochie. We're here to take you home.
I'm not Moochie.
Uchi! Uchi!
Oh dear. That's really cool. I love seeing that. It's the T-Rex of Star Wars monsters, I feel, the Rancor.
Omega and I will get them to safety. You find Mitchie. Go for the
Yeah, that's what I'll do. You handle the Rancor.
He's doing fine on her.
I'd really love to see a full-size Rancor now. Have we seen that in the Clone Wars ever? I don't think we have. He must be related to Anakin. Well done, Hunter. Why not, kid? I love that adolescent Rancor. That's hilarious. Nicely done, Bad Batch. You just smack a Rancor in the face.
How long's he been at this? Too long. He's losing his touch.
That was good.
Of Jabba's right-hand man.
Watok peg. Oh, wonky Jabba Nagazizi.
Boba! That can't be Jabba's Rancor, which goes after Luke. She's good with secrets. Damn, these episodes getting shorter all the time. That was so short. I thought the first episodes were like 50 minutes. I was really enjoying that episode. That was just too short. I was really enjoying that episode. I liked all the characters in that. Stan, was it Stan or Stanley? I don't know. But whatever her name was, the Trandoshan, she was really nice. I really liked her. And if they were doing jobs for her throughout, I mean, at least you know sort of what's going on. They become mercenaries and then they keep going to her for money. She gives them interesting jobs because I feel like that works. And in the mix of it, then they always get cool new stuff because of all the credits they're earning. But then they've got the Bounty Hunter hot on their tails. You've got Crosshairs kind of hot on their tails. And also the Empire, which almost hot on their tails as well. And trying to work out what's going to happen with the clones. Now, I still love my idea, like for a finale, if they manage to find a way to quickly disable prohibited chips and then they can save a bunch of clones and then the clones are like, what the hell just happened, and sort of where am I, and then there's this massive battle against like the Empire trying to dispatch the clones and get rid of them. Bad Batch are now trying to save as many as they can. That would be such an awesome emotional story. But I don't see it at all heading in that direction anyway whatsoever. But with this episode, I really love the callbacks. I love the callbacks to Cygerians, but adding Bib in there and then the Gamoran guards as well. That was a really nice touch. Now sort of Jabba's sort of mentioned and involved, like maybe there's going to be a future visit there. I like how things are interlocked, but don't get me wrong, I love it when it explores new places and comes up with own new things. I mean, something which I loved about the Clone Wars so much was characters like, the new things they brought in and added to Star Wars. All the bounty hunters, Cad Bane, we've got the Sars Ventress as the Sith, Ahsoka Tano as well, all the Night Sisters. There were so many cool things which were added there. So I just hope that the Bad Batch aren't shy to add new people there, because there seems to be a lot of connections here. Bib and Jabba and the Rancor, and then, which is really cool. And seeing an adolescent Rancor there, that was quite amusing. I didn't think we'd ever see anything like that in Clone Wars or Bad Batch. So that was something which was different. But the fact that there was a mention of Jabba and then Krennic's there, and there's going to be stuff going on with them later on, like Jabba's palace with Bib and everyone's sort of close, and it makes you wonder, well, if you're going down the bounty hunter route, then maybe, Darth Maul's still about now, right? Is he still not got his bounty hunter people or his contacts and things like that, or would he be on Malachor about now? I really like this because you saw the Bad Batch do what I imagine the Bad Batch would do, was get themselves into tricky situations and then fight their way out of it, or seeing different ways to do it. So utilising different members of the squad, like Wrecker just punching it all out with the adolescent Rancor. I love that scene. Like, you saw what Wrecker's capable of. You actually get to see him fight. But that was like humorous as well. And to see the Rancor, I didn't realise they were so agile as well. But I assume maybe because of their size, they're like really big and slow. But when they're in their adolescence and young, they're quick and agile and nimble. And I thought that was a really, really good idea to include the Rancor in this episode. But does that mean, we must assume that that is the Rancor which goes to attack Luke later on, that grows up, so Luke kills that Rancor, Moochie. Luke Skywalker kills Moochie later on. So you can understand, like, the Rancor's owner, the one who like cries at the end once the Rancor's being killed. But overall, this episode, apart from being really short, and I don't know why it's gone, there's such a fluctuation in episode lengths. I don't know why it's like that. Like, just a little bit of consistency there. Like, I think it would work better if the episodes were longer. 40 minutes, is that pushing it? But that's then nearly double of what we got here in this episode. I feel like this episode could have been just expanded a little bit more. Maybe with a transition or something along whatever she's doing, and create a relationship there. That would have been good, and see what she's about a bit more, because she sounds like she's got eyes and ears of the Republic, and she knows what's going on. So it would have been pretty cool to spend a little bit more time with her and find out maybe a bit more information. Maybe she has information about the Kaminoans and what they're doing, and they're trying to do the prohibited chips or something. If someone had the know-how and the knowledge, then that would have been pretty awesome. I should be optimistic about his return and the squad still wanting him to return. Now that they've got their credits, perhaps they think, right, we've got some credits, we can get some stuff, get some supplies and things. Now I think we should get back Crosshairs. If someone's on the squad like that, and Hunter said that he doesn't want to leave anyone behind as well, you would have thought that getting Crosshairs back or saving him would be kind of on their top priority list, unless they think he's completely gone. But they know he's got the prohibited chip, so that must have been active, so they must be trying to find it. I would have thought Tech would have been finding a way to disable it or do something with it, so they can call out Crosshairs and the Empire and make sure Crosshairs is with them, and then capture him, take him back, and then bring him back to the squad. I think that would be a really awesome episode, and something which I would have thought happened maybe earlier on. Because it was starting to feel quite emotional, and I felt emotionally involved with that sort of story, so I really want that to happen. But yeah, that's just sort of what I think should happen. But at this point, after seeing this episode, what do you think is the next step for the Bad Batch? It's very tricky. It's very, very tricky to try and work out here. But regardless, I'm really enjoying what we're seeing at the moment. Like I said before, it's so easy and enjoyable to watch. It does make me wonder if I'll go back and watch it. I probably would, especially the first episodes. But I'm completely on a Mandalorian at the moment, so I'm rewatching The Mandalorian and a Mandalorian run again, and I love it so much, and it makes me want to get the costume and everything. But apart from that, I hope you enjoyed this trailer reaction. Make it a little bit longer. But anyway, take care of yourself, and remember, the Force will be with you always.